You wanna check it out. You turn the lights back on, I turn the lights back off, and blow the candles out. A bit of storm is turned, above the bridges burn and falling to the ground. Another page is turned, another scar is earned, another diamond found. It seems so far away, but I believe it now. We're gonna live a big life, dreaming wide awake, and I can see it now. We're gonna live a big life. A big life.
Live from the city of angels, it is Sunday night. This is a track that anytime I'm at the gym and I need an extra boost, I need to pump harder, I'm going to turn and crank this thing up to 11. It's Farius, A Big Life. I love this artist, full of energy, full of life. Great track. Check it out. It's on Enhanced Recordings, one of my favorite electronica tracks of the past year. Watching Midnight Movie Talk as we get started here on this Sunday night. Going to be a fun night as we discuss something that we've talked about a lot here over the past several months and years now on MMT. The rise of influencers and how it is shaping the space. And I was brought back to this topic here based on a tweet that I saw was going around big time, over 600,000 impressions on this one right here from Freddie in Space. I believe he is the editor-in-chief of Bloody Disgusting. Let's read it. Let's discuss it. And then we have other things tonight. In addition to this, we're going to talk about a film I'm really high on. It is IFC's Skincare. That evaluation will be coming up very soon because I want you to see this film. I'll tell you why in moments, but to the tweet. Whispers. The reason studios have started to favor influencers over critics is because they don't really want opinions and reviews. They want to control the narrative, and influencers give them what they've always dreamed of, positive PR that appears to be genuine endorsement. And that's the world we live in now, guys. It's not just about this and film criticism. This is a bigger, overarching story and something that is taking place in the world now on a massive scale. We have a society now where you're being told certain things, and whatever that is, you have to believe it because that's the narrative that's being spun. And studios are very much guilty of this. They want to spin the narrative that their film is great, that you should go spend your money on what they just put out. So what do you want if you are any kind of business that has a product that you want to sell? Well, guess what? You're going to go ahead and make sure that it is stacked with positive reviews. Imagine if you had a restaurant and you had all of your Yelp reviews. You want those to be positive, okay? You don't want that to go south. And when you can control the narrative through people like Eric Davis, Brandon Davis, on and on, all the shills that you want to throw into the space. There's many of them that I don't even follow, right? TikTokers and random people that don't even really have a profile. You don't know who they are. They're just like, could be a studio creation. Remember when Sony created that fake film critic way back when? That's what we're talking about. You could easily make a profile on Twitter, slap a picture you stole from someone's Facebook profile, and then you can create a fake critic / influencer, and you can control the narrative. Because now if you watch a lot of these ads for any kind of film, it's always like, who's this? A masterpiece, 5 stars. You got to see it on the biggest screen possible. A lot of these things are from publications you've never heard of. Conversely, maybe even just a random tweeter. And like, wait, what? That's where we're at now. The days of Siskel and Ebert are dead, right? We've discussed that. The days of critics having actual credibility over. There's very few in the space that have remotely the credibility that those two had. I believe I'm one of them. There's no question about that. And I'm not just saying that, oh, it's my stream. Of course I'm going to say that. No, but of course, you guys know, I'm not going to say something I don't believe in. I don't do that. I know that every time I step into the space of any new film, I am going to be as objective as possible with that film. That's not the case with a lot of people in the film space. They have agendas. They want likes. They want to get access to parties, to screenings. All of that stuff plays a role in a lot of the output that you see about any given film. A lot of people are swayed by those gifts, as it were, and influencers more than anybody else, because all they care about is getting attention. Now, a lot of people say, well, Weber's one of the... I'm not. Guys, if I get attention, it's because I just did. I didn't ever aim for it, okay? That's never been a goal here. No matter what film that I ever trashed or praised, I never came out of it and said, well, if I take the side that this film is absolute garbage, that's going to be good for views. Look at how many subscribers we have, for God's sake. We're the Riddler's Twitch stream from the Batman. That's what we are. It's fine. I don't care. That's not why I do this, to get views. Clearly not for money. We know that too. This is about a passion. Do you think that the majority of people in the film space are running away with bags full of cash? Are you kidding me? Wake up. Not the case. Most people in this do it because they love film and they want to discuss movies, and for me, the business of it and the right choices to make when it comes to making a film. These are things that interest me, and I think I have very valid points to bring into the conversation. But that's not what drives everybody. A lot of people are driven by attention, driven by likes, driven by the premieres, all that crap. Going to premiere tomorrow night. I didn't ask to go to the premiere. The director invited me because the director appreciates what I have to say, and I think appreciates the fact that I'm unvarnished and fearless and will say what I believe to be the authentic truth of the situation. That's very rare. So, that's cool. But again, it's not validating me. If I didn't get an invite, I wouldn't care. You understand? You don't go through life waiting for others to validate you. You do your thing, and if people appreciate it, great. If they don't, so be it. But that's not the way a lot of people operate. This younger generation, they're all about validation. They're all about, how can I get as many likes on something, as many subscribers, as many views. It's not how I operate. And trust me, look at the channel. You can tell that's not how we operate. Influencers want to be critics and critics want to be influencers. We can't get genuine people who can't say anything from the bottom of their hearts. Exotic, I know, except for me. I know you mean except for Weber. Everyone else in the space, no, I mean, legitimately, it's not everyone, but it sure as hell is a lot. It's an overwhelming majority of people in this space are either lacking talent or lacking fearlessness or have agendas. The majority of people in the space come from a very left-wing ideology, and I don't. So, and I'm not hardcore right. Oh, remember, when you're questioning free speech, you're alt-right. You're so far right, you can't, God, if you're questioning freedom of speech, how dare you? You are a far-right loon. So when you're in the middle and when you try to be objective, that allows you to do all kinds of things. Most critics aren't. Go back and look at A Hillbilly Elegy, right? I think it's a film for what it is, and you go back and you look at the performances in that film, entertaining, listen, forgettable largely, but a feel-good film. Remember all the critics who saw that? Well, it's terrible because it's about J.D. Vance. That's not how you operate in this world. If you operate from the stance of, I'm already going to hate someone because of the politics of this person. Last I checked, J.D. Vance didn't have people lined up along a wall, blowing them away in a firing squad. I know the left will tell you that, But that's the world we live in now, right? People say that about me. Weber's the worst thing ever. In fact, Gonger was telling me, someone on Twitter's going off that Weber hates every Asian film. Oh, well, how about all of the ones I mentioned that night when I told you? Someone would say that. I told you, some fuckwad would tell you that. Did I not that night when I told you whatever the last movie I saw that was bad and I said it was terrible? Oh, Dee Dee. Fucking God, what an annoying film. But remember what I told you? Someone's going to say Weber's racist. And there it is. I don't have it in front of me, but that's what I'm telling you. The world we live in is full of weirdos who get their joys out of destroying others. I destroy others because they deserve it, like Brandon Davis. This isn't personal. Brandon Davis is a shill. Eric Davis is a shill. That's not personal. You don't see me talking about their personal lives. By the way, someone came in and commented some personal shit about me. Let me explain something. If you're that kind of person, you are not just deeply disturbed, you are borderline evil. You're messed up. There's something seriously mentally off with you. And I'm going to tell you right now that you one day will get yours. So I'm not worried about it. You're not going to stop me. So whatever you think you're going to do to me is only going to make me stronger. So remember that. I don't operate on your fucking opinions. And if you think I do, boy, you're mistaken. Tomorrow I'm going to work out harder because of that shit. Do you get that? You're only going to elevate me. So roll up and bring it, because I will use that as fucking fuel. Brandon Davis clearly climbing the corporate ladder now thanks to his years of shilling. And listen, at the end of the day, a lot of people, that's their goal. They want to move into the studio system. He just left comic book and he's going somewhere. You know damn well he's perfect for a studio. He's the kind of guy who works in Hollywood. He's going to say everything's good. You're great. He'd be great as an agent. Everything you do is perfect, right? But that's not the reality that I want to live in. I will give up millions of dollars. Not that I have the offer. If I have the offer for millions of dollars, if you just start saying what we want you to say, I'm going to let you guys know. I hope you understand this. I'm saying no. But guess who else is saying no? Nobody. I am literally, I don't know how, whatever, when the creator created me, they created somebody who just is not affected by trying to climb the fucking ladder. I don't care. I don't care about climbing the ladder. I want to talk about things that are interesting. Tonight, we're going to talk about a movie I love and skincare. We're also going to show you Planet X and MMT Gets Freaky, the definitive proof tonight. That's what we do, okay? Because I'm not going to worry about wanting to be liked or views or any of that stuff. It doesn't matter. Life of Bri, they want Gen Z to tell us how great everything is all the time. It would be great if it put butts in seats, but they don't know how to judge that. Gen Z is the most laughable generation that we've ever produced, because not only do they want to be validated 24/7 and say everything they do is great, they also have that vicious streak, the majority of them coming after me for criticizing them. How dare you criticize us? How dare you? Grow a fucking sack, be like Gen X, and don't worry about what others have to say about you. And also, you're not that talented. You're not that good. Do you understand? When we live in a world that celebrates everyone's great, everyone's perfect, we end up with that Australian breakdancing clown that wasn't even talented. That's the world that we get when we say everything is great. And that's the world I don't want to live in, because I'm not living in the world of propaganda. I'm not living in the world of Big Brother telling me what to think. And I'm certainly not living in the world where everyone is great, because they're not. Everyone is not talented. Everyone is not accomplished at something that they maybe want to do. They might be accomplished at something else, but no one has the balls to tell them, because we live in a society where, oh no, you're the best. You can't do anything wrong. I want a reality show where they follow Weber in Hollywood for a week and everybody, listen, Kuzma, it'd be like the restaurant show where Gordon Ramsay goes in and he fixes the place. This is what you're doing wrong. I wouldn't last. They would say he's too mean, even though everything he's saying is correct. It's not nice. And we can't have unnice. That's not cool. And that means that they're going to continue cranking out garbage. But I do want to get into our evaluation tonight, and we can come back to this topic later. I have no problem with that. want to keep the show progressing, and I also really want to talk about this film. It is time now for a film that I'm very high on, the reasons why I am high on IFC's skincare in moments. I want to mention, before I show you this is a film that did a little over $400 per screen this weekend. Films like this are no longer going to be in theaters soon. You got to trust me on this. This is why I want to try to save cinema, save these small indie films from being destroyed in the box office now, because everything gets sent to streaming in 10 days and no chance for a film like a Skincare to make it. Here comes the MMT evaluation of Skincare.
Joining us in the studio today is the skincare queen, Hope Goldman. You really are the American dream.
Reputation is everything in this business.
Your career is legendary, and your story is inspiring as hell.
Beauty is a cutthroat business.
Business is a cutthroat business.
I hope you don't think I'm intruding on your territory.
Why would you lease to another facialist?
Maybe you should worry more about why you told me you would pay the rent on time.
Things are about to blow up.
Were you drunk last night?
Excuse me?
The email.
What email? I'm reaching out to all my clients and my friends to ask for help. I am badly in debt, potentially losing my business. All I want is a hard I was hacked! It doesn't even sound like me.
Pause there.
It's not me, Marie.
Elizabeth Banks is so good in this. I'm going to start with her here. And we always, whenever we get a film like this in August, it's really early for award season. We're on the edges. We're on the very fringe. September is when it really starts. I know that in the real world, Elizabeth Banks has no shot at a Best Actress nomination. But if we're talking about the best actress performances of 2024, it's not a long list so far this year, and there's no question you have to have Elizabeth Banks on this film, for this film. She is so strong here. She's perfect as this beautician. What is a beautician? As this, what is the person who does skin? She's like a dermatologist, only not a doctor. She has skincare products, and her whole life gets turned upside down because the dude next door who moves into the shop across the way it looks like he's trying to bring her down. Everything's not what it seems. Perfect for Hollywood, and this film has a lot of really cool things going on. One of the things I love about this film, in addition to Banks' performance, is that it has a very drivey feel to it. It looks like Refn's Drive. It has the same color palette. Obviously, it's set in LA. You can see from these shots that this film has that kind of feel. If I were to talk to this first-time director, I bet you he's going to be like, bingo, you nailed it. Because it really feels like a drivey LA here. It's set right on Santa Monica Boulevard, crossroads of the world, an area I know very well. And everything here feels so grounded in reality of what LA is. And here's what I'm going to say. The biggest praise I have for Skincare, and when you watch the trailer, you're probably like, I first thought about this film. I said, this is a film that looks like it could go over the edge into corny, into unbelievable, into something that's not grounded. But here's the thing. It never does. It walks to the edge of it and then steps back. So kudos to the writer-director here, who was able to take this film almost to the point where you're taken out of the film, but not quite there. He's literally on the edge of losing you and holds you in there. And that's the mark of a very talented director going forward, someone to definitely keep your eye on. I also love the score here. Very unique. Whenever I'm listening to a score, I'm looking for something that is not the norm. I do not want sweeping strings all the time. One of the problems I had with Alien Romulus, that score is very generic outside of some of it's solid. It's very much of a schizophrenic score, right? Some is good, some is very mediocre, some is very forgettable. And when you look at that, that's an issue. Here, I like almost every choice made by the scores. I believe it's a female composer, very talented. This is where you find the talent. You watch a movie like Skincare and you listen to the score and you say, we're going to grab this composer for our next film. This is what Hollywood does not do enough of. This is why I am trying to bring that into the space. Even if we are the Riddler's channel from the Batman, there still are enough Hollywood execs who watch this channel who can go out and watch this film, listen to the score, and go grab you this composer. Make it happen, because she has earned it out of this alone. I also love Lewis Pullman. Lewis Pullman is Bill Pullman's kid, and he's had some things. He's in Top Gun Maverick. Let me pull him up. Let me see if we got a shot of him. First of all, he got himself ripped in this thing. He's shirtless. He looks really good. So physique critique on Lewis Pullman is very high. Here he is. Let's see if we can get it. Now I'm going past it. It's hard to hit the exact thing. Let's let it roll, and I can hit pause. Wait, there. That's so fast. It's like a flash frame. He's in good shape. But he's got this really cool thing. He's got a vibe that's going for Lewis Pullman. He's going to be a huge star. I guarantee you that Lewis Pullman, within the space of 2 years, will be a star the magnitude of, when you look at what we're looking at with Twisters with the Glenn Powell. And look, both from Top Gun Maverick. I believe that Lewis Pullman is going to be the next Glenn Powell. He has that ability. He's not quite as Ken Dolly, which I think works for Lewis Pullman. He's got a little bit of weirdness going on. So I think his career can really take a number of different paths. He can play so many different roles. So Lewis Pullman, star to watch. You definitely want to keep, if you have stock, buy it in Lewis Pullman. I'm telling you right now, no question about it. The other thing, it's one of the last things about this film, but it's very important to note, it's a tight runtime. Kudos to, not only are you directing your first film, but you're able to bring it in at 1 hour and 36 minutes. I'm like, wait a second. Are you literally, as a first-time director, we rarely see that. We see so many directors come into the space and they're literally like, let's just unload. Let's make it 2 hours, 2:15, as we've seen so often, 3 hours with some of these films. So credit again to the director here. I'm going to pull him up. I got to get it up in front of me. This is why, God damn, why did I not have this prepared, Weber? I literally was like jamming the last second on the show tonight. I'm like, do I really even want? Yes, I'm going to do a show and we'll do it. Here we go. Here we go. I got it. Skincare. Let me click on the director's name. Here he is, Austin Peters. So listen, here's my job. Here's what I'm going to do. As the consultant for a studio, I'm going to come in and I'm going to say, you get me Austin Peters, and I'm giving him a film. He's in right now. He is going to be directing our next film. Remember what I said? Same thing, Emily the Criminal, John Patton Ford. You're in. The same feel I have here for Austin Peters. He can do drama and comedy. This guy's done, I believe, a concert film. He's done some videos. Future star, Austin Peters, and the scorist, the composer, as it were. Let's get her name, because I want to make sure that she's out there. For those of you looking for someone to create a score that's interesting, that's not the same old shit like our boy Lorne Balfe. Fatima Al-Qadiri. Hello. Also diversity, even though we don't care. No one cares. I don't care. But I'm just saying that because that's how Hollywood thinks, right? But guess what? I didn't even know that. I looked it up afterwards and go, this score is really good. Who is this? Oh, it's a female. Oh, what? Right? Remember, that's how we do these things now. But I'm just saying that's how Hollywood operates. So there you go. Hollywood, wink, wink. You can do that. MMT score of 90%, A- on this. I might see this film again. I really like it. If you've seen it, come in and give me the comments. I know Gone Girl saw it, liked it. He had a little issue with it, which I definitely agree with. There's something revealed in the movie that might have been better held back and revealed later, revealed a little too early. But again, I think the biggest compliment for any film, especially a first-time director, a feature director debut, is that you're able to walk the edge, skirt the edge of falling into the trap of making it absurd and totally unbelievable. And this film's based on a true story. I can tell it is. And he took the best of that and didn't wander too far off into the insanity of it. I liken it to, there's a lot of feel in this film almost to a Night Stalker. You know, remember that film? I think that film goes a little too far. But remember, the same thing. We're walking a line that's asking you to not take it that next step where it gets too much. Nightcrawler goes a little too far. This film doesn't. So again, The calibration on this film from a first-time feature, I really like the film. Dug the film, Louise, as a dirty LA look to it. And it looks just like Drive. Exactly correct. It's got the color palette of this film. It looks identical to Drive. And I don't know if it was shot. Here's what listen, I know a lot about a film just by the look of it. I can tell when it was shot here in LA. Drive was shot in September, October. I knew that before I ever looked at the Wikipedia page because I knew from the angle of the sun in that film, you can see and feel the weather of LA. And I'm like, that's September. That's October. That's November. It's exactly when Drive was shot. I have a feeling this film was shot in a similar thing because it's got that same listen, at a certain time of the year, the sun comes down to a certain spot in the horizon, right? In the seasons. And you can tell it's lower to the horizon. And I think this film was shot again. I would guess some of it was in the fall for sure, because you can tell it's almost got that cooler feel to it. I love the music and the score. Was getting Challengers vibes. Thought the story fizzled out. Longer it went. Barely made it to 90 minutes. Could have been an hour without all those cutscenes and B-roll. I would actually agree that it could be a little bit, not runtime necessarily. There might be some things that we could adjust. Again, that's why it's a 90 and not a 98, because there's issues. From a filmmaking perspective, from a direction standpoint, score, performances, both Banks and Pullman, I'm in on this film. And it's a shame because we're not going to get these films much longer. When you're dealing with a $400+ per screen average, you're looking at real trouble. So I've got to give kudos here tonight. Let's roll right into it. And let's give our Studio of the Week to IFC Films for putting this in theaters. Guys, this is a film that if Amazon had it, if Netflix had it, you wouldn't even know it existed. Of course, it would be on your streaming service, but because it's in theaters, it elevates its profile. And as such, that's what we want to celebrate. I didn't give it a 90% because it's not on streaming. I'm giving it a 90% because I think the film is really solid. But what I really want to talk about here is the fact that you don't have many of these films coming in the future, because studios are not going to do this if they're going to lose money, if they're going to make $400 per. IFC is going to lose money on this film. It's a shame because during COVID, we lost the ability to go see small films at the theater that you view as potentially home viewing. Okay. Once COVID came in, it all became, that's a film I can watch at home. I'll just wait for it on streaming. And as we know, they give it to you in 10 days. 20 days, max a month. And once you set that precedent, you're asking the audience who's already like, I don't know if I want to spend money for skincare. They're going to go, I'm not going to see it. I'll just wait for it on streaming if I'm interested. But these are the films I want to watch. These are the films I want to make. We're writing a film that's very much like this, very much LA, very grounded, very much not the same. It's definitely more of a comedy, not as dark as this. But, and this is still a comedy, and it does go to dark places, right? Murder for Hire. But when you look at what I'm trying to do, it's exactly what this is. This is where I want to be. I want to exist with films that feel like Skincare, that feel like Asphalt City, that feel like Handling the Undead. These are the films. What are they all? Grounded films that are based in reality, in this case, based on a true story. Saw it at Screen Unseen last week and really enjoyed it. And I know we called that, by the way, did we not? We told you that would be the Screen Unseen, and we were right. We nailed it last Sunday. There's no Screen Unseen this week, so I obviously don't have to throw out a guest tonight. But in general, I think it's a great opportunity for you to go see a movie for $5. I think in LA it's $7. That's not a lot of money. $7 to take a chance on a movie. And if you follow me, if you watch the stream, you know what the movie's going to be. At least you have a 50-50 chance. I've gotten everything right. At some point, there's going to be one that's Dee and instead of Skincare. But for right now, we're batting 100. We're 1,000% right now, and we're good to go. So listen, check it out. If you don't want to see it in a theater, put it on your streaming list down the road. But I beseech you to see this film in theaters because we're not going to get many of these in the near future. And when we don't get these films, we all take a hit. And as such, I just don't want to see that happen, right? I just don't. Do you ever worry the big time Hollywood studios will corrupt an independent movie creator? Producers might force them to make changes because they're afraid it'll affect the bottom line. Good question, Nomas. I mean, listen, I can tell you this. When we get done with our script, it's going to be good. It's going to be able to be written and put into production. No question about it. But at that point, you can't control it. So I think the hard part about Hollywood is, as a writer, as a director, you're always going to have some measure of creative control come down on top of you. Very rare are you going to be able to do whatever you want unless you're Ari Aster making Beau is Afraid, and we all saw what happened there. Listen, at the end of the day, get out a drink, have a drink. You guys need to understand that there's a lot of people in this town that aren't talented. If you have someone like me who knows the fuck they're talking about, and I come in and say, here's what you need to do, boom, 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 then we're going to be good. Remember what I told you, Alien Romulus, show me that thing. I'm on the Disney lot. Here it comes. Okay, Alvarez, I love the film. Here's the first thing we're going to do. I want you to get Michael Levi. We'll do this. I'll handle it. We're going to call Michael Levi. We're going to call Resner Ross. We're going to call Ludwig. And we're going to ask them, there's someone else I'm sure I'm forgetting. Those three for sure. Which can we get you to come in and rescore this? I want to rescore it. I don't mind some of it, and we can use some of that. We can steal it. We'll just steal it. I mean, what are they going to? He's not. Wallfish isn't going to thing. We'll use the idea and tell Resner Ross, can you incorporate some of this into it because we like this. We hate the rest of it. That's what I'm going to do. But see, that's positive. That's going to make the film better. We have a lot of executives don't know what they're talking about. I mean, guys, we talk about it. We talked about at the top of the stream. How many people in this space really know what they're discussing? And how many have taste? You have to have good taste. Most people in this world do not. Guys, why do you think McDonald's is so popular? We talk about it all the time because the average person's pretty damn stupid and they really don't have good taste. They don't have high expectations. They're not very high thinking people. So if you get one of those people in a position of power in Hollywood, and yes, it happens, people sleep their way to the top, obviously nepotism, box checking, pick whatever it is where someone got to where they are, they didn't deserve it. Then you're asking for trouble because then when they come in with their suggestions, they're terrible because they don't have talent. Okay? It's definitely not reminiscent of Tuesday or Horizon. Listen, the film we're writing is a hell of a lot better than either of these two films. Costner's one of the worst direction efforts of the year. Worst by far. I mean, come on, not doing it again tonight. We're going to go to Blake Lively next. Then I'm going to go to M&T Gets Freaky because I got to show you something. I got to do it tonight, and I don't want to go over an hour tonight. But I want to go to Blake Lively because I noticed some comments coming in saying, Weber, you're a Blake Lively apologist. You're a Ryan Reynolds lover. I told you I like Ryan Reynolds. I'm not going to, of course. But that's never affected a review. I didn't watch The Adam Project and say this is good because he's in it. I like the choices. I love the moment with his mom, right? There's great things in that film, okay? I haven't loved everything that he's put out. I mean, what was the one? The Hitman's Bodyguard, the first one I actually enjoyed for what it was. What's a Ryan Reynolds film that I've hated? It's a good question. I don't know if I have. Have I ever really hated a Ryan? Like, I mean, talking like Van Wilder, that's not for me. But okay, like, I don't know. That's hard. I got to think on that. But it's not. I've never, guys, listen. I have never recommended a film or defended somebody because of the fact that it's somebody is that I like. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So I think that at the end of the day, we have to just know that I'm not going to do that. People aren't going to do that. And we have to, oh God, this is what I talked about. So guys, just quickly on this, I want to make sure something's clear. If you have an issue with me, let me explain something to you. Roll up to me. Don't be a coward. And that's all I'm going to say. Just do it. That's all I'm going to tell you. All right, so let's get into Blake Lively because, listen, here's the reality, is that she's getting trashed, okay? She's getting taken down by everybody, and the question becomes, who's behind it, okay? And the bigger question is what's the purpose? Because I'm not suggesting Blake Lively's a perfect person. I don't know Blake Lively. I have no idea. But at this time, it feels like it's becoming very personal. And just like we just had somebody in the comments that was coming in personal, let me explain something to you. If you are getting personal, we have a fucking problem. And let me also mention one other thing. You're a piece of shit. So remember that. So anybody who takes that kind of route, just remember, you are a miserable human being. And I guarantee when you look in the mirror, you see misery because you hate yourself. If you hate yourself, you're going to spread misery. So don't forget that. Remember, when you look in the mirror, that you hate what you see. I don't. I fucking do good things. I live a good life. I'm good. Okay. So don't ever come after me in that regard. We talk about shills. We talk about stuff. Don't make it personal. If you make it personal, you're a shit human being. Okay. And you honestly, I believe in karma. You're fucked at the end of the day. You're fucked. So remember that. Me hammering a shill, that's not the same. That's not personal. It's not personal. Don't even argue that. Don't argue it because it's not argued. Me telling you that someone is some personal shit about them, that's different. Okay. Don't do that. You're a terrible person. But that doesn't surprise me. The person, whoever it is, I'm sure is a terrible person. So remember that. So if you're watching right now, remember, I'm going to use you as my ammunition. Don't forget that. Ever. Blake Lively is effortlessly rude and wore down her woke feminist. It ends with us director Justin Baldoni and insider claims. This is the latest, okay? So this stuff's going back and forth. You've got Baldoni's people coming in. You got Blake Lively, all the interviews she's doing where she comes off as flippant. She comes off as not totally prepared. She was kind of not making fun of, but she wasn't really ready for the question of domestic violence. An insider is sharing behind the scenes details of what happened. Rumors about troubles in the movie adaptation of It Ends With Us started, and now they are out of control. An insider exclusively tells DailyMail.com they saw Lively on set during filming, claiming that everyone was a little bit afraid of Blake. Baldoni, meanwhile, was derided as a woke and performative feminist. Lively wasn't mean. She was just so effortlessly rude. There wasn't outward feuding or fighting, but the 36-year-old actress was so extraordinarily opinionated. They had really strong feelings about things that it caused great stress and tension on the set. So this is like everyone's getting hammered here. For whatever reason, Hollywood, and I'm seeing it again, look, in my own existence, people behind the scenes are nasty. They are devious. They are little bitches who hide behind the scenes and say terrible things. They get off on it, right? Truth or not, I don't know if this is true, but you know what I'm talking about. The people who love the trolls, who love to make an existence based on tearing others down. You're going to say, well, Weber does that for the shills. It's shilling. That's not the same. Hammering shilling's not, okay? That's not personal. Last I checked, that's not personal. Me telling you a critic's untalented, not personal. Me telling you Robert Daniels is a blowhard, not personal. Me saying Robert Daniels is a deadbeat dad, I don't know that. That's fucking personal. Do you guys understand that shit? That's what I'm talking about. Didn't say that, but that's what, if you cross that line, you're a piece of shit human being. So remember that as I talk to you tonight, remember that. And that goes for anybody in the space, anyone attacking Blake Lively, even if, look, short of her being a true, absolute raging bitch, I am not comfortable with people talking behind other people's back, saying shit about this person, that person, and having no absolute ability to put your face on it. Now, maybe you worked with her. Maybe you don't want to get fired. I get that side of it. But I believe in you put your face in front of your accusation. You do not hide behind the veil of bullshit, okay? You sit there and you say to yourself that you are just not going to, oh God, I've got so many people in here tonight. Guys, we're going to have to make this like you know what we'll probably have to do? We're going to have to make this a members only comment stream, which is totally fine by me, because at this point, there's some real losers out there. So it is what it is, but we're going to keep going. It's not like it's stopping me, for God's sake. But listen, you guys hear what I'm saying about Blake Lively? Is even if she's bad, even if she's got some issues, I don't want you to go around spreading shit and not having the balls to put your face on the comment. It's really fucked up. Be a real true person. Be legit and be listen, because here's the deal. That's a great question. Why are people attacking Blake? I think, listen, I don't know her. I don't know Ryan Reynolds. I think a lot of people, and this goes to me too. People hate other people who are miserable in life. Do not like if you are someone who is succeeding, who is doing things. They hate it because it reflects as a mirror back on them and their own shortcomings and all the things in their life that have never gone right. They don't like that. Okay. So here's the truth. You're always going to get haters when you're doing things because you're making a difference. And those people that are not making a difference, that are unremarkable, that are miserable people in life are going to have a reaction to that. Why do you think I post the pictures of me at the gym? Why? To remind these little bitches that this is different with me. If you don't like that, go to the gym. If you don't like what I have to say, start your own channel. Be somebody. Don't attack others. I'm doing my own thing. Yeah, I attack shills, but I'm not sitting here all day. That's all I do. We're talking about movies, and the reason I'm attacking the shills is because they are compromised. I'm not compromised. I didn't defend Ryan Reynolds or Blake Lively in the situation because they're friends, because they're buddies, because I want to like them. I want them to like me. I have never operated that way. Going to tomorrow's premiere, I'm going to. Do you think that I am going to tell the director of the film that it's great because I got invited? I don't do that. I'm going to have to say what I believe. And let's just say I don't love the film. That's going to be very awkward for me because I don't operate in the space of, well, it's a great film. Hollywood operates like that. They lie. They bullshit. They're full of shit. They're phony. Going back to skincare, Bill Pullman's kid's character in this, very much of what that is. And that's who we have in Hollywood, phonies. I'm not phony, okay? Everything I say, legit, okay? We're not talking about personal shit. We're talking about what you present to the public. I'm not doing deep dives on Brandon Davis's home life. That's fucked. You guys get the difference? That's called smearing. That's called you are karma fucked. Okay? We're calling people out for things they're doing in the space. There's a big difference. Listen, I'm never going to compromise. I'm never, ever going to compromise on anything that I have to say. Oh, hey, this is good. No, you know what? No, because listen, here's why it's not personal. Gore has an alcohol problem. Anyone who has an alcohol problem, you want to discuss. If someone said, listen, can I ask you a question back? Because this is great. Roll up. This is perfect. I'll do this right now. If I had an alcohol problem and someone said I have an alcohol problem, why would I be angry about that? Can you explain that? Because it's true. This is what I said about Gore is true. It's an alcohol problem. That's not personal. That's a problem with drugs. I don't have a problem with drugs. I don't do crack. I don't get hammered all the time. Gore, the reason I bring up that is because Gore needs to cut that back for his health. Being an alcoholic's not healthy. Do you understand that back? Do you get that? Does that register with you? It's intention. That's the point. You need to get that. So no, it's not. And so don't. I just explained it, and I'm not gonna. If you guys don't understand that, I can't help you. There's nothing I can do to drive that home. I do have a kid addiction. And at the end of the day, it's just wild that there's people out there that have no lives. All right, guys, get right here we go. Let's do it. Let's have fun. Let's do MMT Gets Freaky. This is gonna be fun. This is going to be. This is something listen, I didn't know if I wanted to show you this, but I am going to show it to you because it is something that I think is going to change your mind on something very big. So I want you guys real quickly to get ready. It's time for MT Gets Freaky. If you've never watched this before, get ready because we are going to do this right now. And let's do it. Listen, here's what I ask whenever we do this. You've got to be able to go with me. If you do not go with me, then you're not going to be able to handle what I'm going to do. Okay. So listen, here we go. Get ready. Okay, right now we're looking at, this is from Larson Bay. This is a live shot right now at 8:53 our time. There it's 3:40. It's 10 minutes. Okay, this is on a 10-minute loop. I'm going to show you something. I need to set this up before I show you what it is. Okay. So right now, this is a live shot from 9 minutes ago in Larson Bay. This is Alaska. It's a live shot. I can go through and I can click on different shots throughout the day. You guys ready? I'm going to roll it through. Watch. I'm going to roll it through. And in fact, if I stop right here, you can see what we're looking at here tonight. Let me pause. I'm going to give me a second. Let me pause. Okay, you guys ready? I'm going to show you something, but I want you to look right now at your screen. Get ready. Here we go. This is it. So look up in the corner. I'm going to circle. Tell me you guys can see my pointer. Do you guys see where I'm circling? Do you see this? Let me see if I can zoom in. I can. Do you see right here? It looks like almost it's a very faint moon. Do you or do you not see that? Everybody come and tell me right now, do you or do you not see what I am showing you on the screen? It's very faint. Nomus, you see it. Do you see it? Okay, let me zoom in even closer. Right here. Do you see? It looks like there's craters. There's something there. It's a circle. It looks like a moon. Okay, Nomus sees it. All right, get ready. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit the button and we're going to go to the next frame. Now it's kind of covered in clouds. Now it's got a cloud completely over it. Now it's got, I don't know what that is, some kind of weird cloud. It's now covered. Okay. Whatever was there is either behind the cloud or gone. Okay. That's that. Now I show you this from today because I want you to see what we have right now. This is live, and now I'm going to show you the video from late July of the same spot, and you guys are going to tell me what you see. That's all I'm asking. You're only going to tell me what you see in this video. Let me hit pause. Let me make it bigger. Get ready. Here it goes. This is why we call it MMT Gets Freaky, because you're going to be like, what the hell am I watching? Watch. I turn the music off. What do you see? Come in the comments and tell me what you see. Come in the comments right now and tell me what you see across the top of your screen. What do you see going across your screen? Go. Hit me. What do you see? What do you see? Information Man, do you see it or not? Life of Bri, yes or no? Do you see it? What do you see? If I were just to ask you and show you this, what do you see in the screen going across? That's all I'm asking. Come in with your comment. No, John, look behind. Yes, there's clouds. What is that? What do you see back there? Death Star, moon. Yes. Watch. Okay, let me pause. I'm going to show you something. Let me pause because community notes came in on this video and said it's a lens flare. Those of you, I know I've got cinematographers out there who are watching this. You guys ready? Here's my question for you. Is this a lens flare? Watch. Does a lens flare rotate and revolve? By the way, can I pause for a second? Let me roll this back. Do you see the deep lines across this? Let me zoom in. I don't think I can. Do you see the deep lines? It looks like an A. It looks like an A or an X. Do you or do you not see that? Yes or no? Do you see the A on this object? Yes or no? No, this is not edited. This is a live. This is live. This is exactly, look, one more time, back to where I just showed you. This is from the camera that I showed you guys moments ago. This is from, look, I can tell you the date. This is the camera. Look, this is live. This is from a shot from the camera back on July 30th of 2023, okay? July 20th. So this is a year ago, same spot. Now, hold on. Let me zoom out. And now I'm going to go down. I believe he's got another one. Watch. Here it is. Okay. This is from July 22nd of this year. Let me hit the music down again. Okay. Watch. Okay. Hold. Okay. Let me hit this. Okay. Watch. Guys, what is that? Watch it. There comes a stripe. Do you or do you not see that? That's all I'm asking you. Guys, I can't tell you what it is. I'm just asking you, do you or do you not see what I'm showing you on the top of the screen? Yes or no? It's rotating. Whatever that is across the middle is almost like an equator, right? Tilted on its side at like a 45-degree angle as it rotates. Watch. Now, let me hit pause. This is from, look here. I can pause it. I can show you guys. Look, I'm circling. Can you see this? This is July 22nd of this year. So less than a month ago at 21:25, which is, what time is that? Is that like 7 or 8? My military time's terrible. 8:25, right? Yeah, 8:25 at night. Wait, this says 1325. One's military. I don't know. I think it's 1325. I think it's 1 o'clock in Alaska. One more time. Again, watch it come through again. Let's rotate. Here it comes. Pause. Now, here's what I'm going to show you. As I show you this, what's crazy about this? It's not a glare. Exactly. Coach, listen, I know you guys are normal. What I'm telling you is this. I'm not here telling you what this is. I'm just telling you it's not a fucking lens flare. It's not a glare. Since when does a glare, can I just ask you guys, when does a glare rotate? When does a glare, watch it rotate around. By the way, what's weird, can I hit pause here for a second? I'm going to show you something. Watch. Do you see how it's kind of partially covered? Do you guys see how, like, you can barely see some of the moon or whatever that is, planet? Okay. Watch. Let me roll back a frame. Okay. Here's a frame back. Wait. There. Okay, look, see how it's almost like it's covered and all of a sudden you take a cover off of it. Watch one more time. Here's nothing. Wait a minute. Here's nothing. And then watch it rotate. Watch it come into view. Here it comes. 1, 2. There it is. It's fully in view. The sun is shining on that. The sun, whatever, it's being lit, right? It's illuminated. You can see the line coming around, craters moving, lines. It's got heavy indentations on it. It's rotating. There's some kind of very bright stripe right there you can see, kind of glare off of it. And then it disappears. That's what happens with this thing. It comes into view and then it disappears. I don't know what it is. I'm just telling you guys, do you or do you not 125? Thank you. Thank you, Edward. This is all I'm asking you. Is this a lens flare? Everyone come in right now. Last time I'll play it, and then I'll go a couple comments. We'll get out of here. Is this a lens flare or not? One more time, back from July 22nd. Yes or no? Lens flare or not? Lens flare or not? Go, everybody. Lens flare. Is that a lens? Help me out. Is there a cinematographer out there? Have you ever seen one of these lens flares on your camera? There it goes, rotating. Anybody? Anybody seen that? Anybody? It's a decommissioned ship. I love when we use the films to get into this. It might be. Thank you. It's definitely not a lens flare, Slacker. Listen, here's what I'm going to tell you: is that it. Brian says it's a moon. It's bigger than the moon, though. It's bigger than the moon. So whatever this thing is it a Death Star? I don't know. I'm just telling you guys it's there. One more. I think there's one more. Give me 1 second. I think he has one more video of it. Let me see if he has it. This guy's on Twitter. He's Hermes. Let's see if I can find it. There's two here. Okay, here's a picture of it. These are close pictures. Okay, look, there's your line across the middle. Okay, let's go and let's hit the next one. There, you can see it again, cratered, zoomed in. There it is again, and there it is. Quickly vote. What is it? What is that? Everybody, last vote, and then we're going to go to comments. What is that? You know what's weird, Ryan? I'm not kidding you. You know what's weird? In a weird way, it kind of reminds me of Jupiter, which is wild, right? Because you go, wait a second. And listen, here's the deal. Please listen. Please listen to me, because this is wild. This is why the channel will get banned. But it's fine. I don't care, because this is more interesting to me. I think we can talk about movies. We can also talk about this. I'm not making this up. I didn't create this with AI. I do not have, it's from a weather cam. I don't sit here and create this shit. Oh, I have CGI. What? I mean, okay, well, Goober, tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. Bobby's taking shrooms. Listen, here's why. Here's the funny thing. Whenever I watch this stuff, I just say to myself, all this shit's a joke. Do you guys know what I'm saying? Like, when you watch a video like this, you just say, what are we doing here? Because what if that is Jupiter? We're all fucked. Okay. If that's a planet, we're all screwed. Now, here's what you're going to say. Yeah. But let's go back. And now I understand what you're doing, Goober. And this is good. Goober, I like this. Goober, you're saying you don't understand physics. Guess what? You're now imprinting everything you've been told into this. Take it out. Take gravity. I'm not saying gravity doesn't exist. When I take my mouse, I take my tar DVD and I drop it, it drops to the floor. It obviously has some force. We've been told it's gravity. Fine, it's gravity. I'm not saying gravity doesn't exist. Obviously, we'd be floating around. But maybe gravity's not exactly what we've been told. Maybe there can be a planetary object that's that close and we're not wrecked. We don't know. How do you know? Goober, how do you know? Legitimately, how do you know that we can't have a planet up there? Because some astrophysicist told you that? It doesn't make it right. They studied in books. Did they go out to outer space? You see, this is what you have to understand something. If I'm asking you to go somewhere that you can't go, you have to drop the shit. You can't carry in all of your preconceived notions and the knowledge that you've learned from books. You have to let it go. You cannot carry in the baggage. If you bring the baggage in, then you are not going to be able to go there. You have to eliminate everything and just ask yourself, what if? It looks like the meteor that crashed into the ship in black hole. That is such a good, thank you, Edward. That's our job, is to just ask you to question everything. I don't know what's real and what's not. I want to show you one more thing that's crazy. And I'm just going to tell you, if you haven't seen this before, I'm going to show you something that's going to be like wild. And by the way, Gone Girl, if you want to leave, go for it. I'm just at this point going to show you some weird shit because we already did the movie thing. Let's show you Google Earth. For those of you who've never seen this, get ready. Let me zoom in. Okay, ready? Okay, there's a whole channel you guys need to check out called Mud Fossil University. If you come in and give me a thumbs up, or someone let me know, have you or have you not ever heard of Mud Fossil University? Yes or no? Okay, if you have, then you're going to know what I'm going to do here. If you haven't, you're going to be like, what the fuck? Okay, let me roll out. Okay. We are looking at Morocco, Marrakesh, Casablanca, okay? Right? I'm right at the top of Africa, again, in Tunisia, Morocco, all that. Let me zoom in. So there's Mud Fossil University. Mud Fossil University is amazing, okay? And let me tell you something. That's good, Gone Girl. That's really good. Here's the thing. Is Mud Fossil University is of the belief that where we live is not quite what we've been told. Everything's biological. What we live on is biological. In other words, the Earth used to be a biological being. Now, as I zoom in, I'm going to show you something insane. I want you guys just to bear with me. Okay. As I as I zoom into Morocco. Okay. Right here. I'm going to circle something and I want you guys to pay attention. As I circle where it says Morocco, do you see this? Okay. I want you to imagine that, and this is from Mud Fossil University. I'm only telling you what he says, and you guys can use it. He says, imagine this is a dragon's head. This would be the eye right about here, somewhere in here. Do you see that? Almost looks like an eye. This would be the snout as I run it. And this right here would be the legs going all the way back into northern Africa, Tunisia, this whole area. So as I circle this whole thing is a dragon. Now, I don't have the whole video. I can't show you the whole video. I'm just going to tell you that as you zoom in, what he talks about with this is, let me zoom into where I told you it is. There's the eye. Okay, do you see, let me move in here. And this is where it gets crazy. Do you see here, as you zoom in, do you see these kind of scaly looking things here? Do you see this? It looks all like bloody and weird color, like that maroonish dried blood. In this, he says this is the area of like scales on the dragon. This, because it's so unique, this terraform, right? This landscape is so insane. He claims that it used to be a gigantic dragon. This whole thing here, this whole space up in Morocco was a gigantic dragon. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, now let me show you something else that I'm going to roll over here. That's one. Let me roll back here, and I'm going to show you the east coast of the United States. I don't know if I can rotate this, but the same thing goes for the United States. There is the Appalachian Mountains right here. Do you see this area right here? This area right here, the Appalachian Mountains, this would be another dragon's head right here in this area that is West Virginia, Pennsylvania, going back. He says the ass is in Washington, D.C., which would actually make a lot of sense. But it's all this area here. If you were able to turn it, I don't think, yeah, I can turn it. This is perfect. Okay. Right here is another dragon that essentially goes right here. Do you guys see almost the same, only it's green? The same kind of thing going on right here. Do you see that? Almost an eye, almost the same kind of thing that we saw in Morocco. This goes back. It's the Appalachian Mountains. It's all this. This would be a gigantic dragon. Now, this is the part that I didn't understand, and this is the part that Mud Fossil doesn't make it rain of fire 100%. Let me tell you something. Here's the reality, is that here's what I'm going to tell you. for you to understand what I'm telling you about the dragons, and go watch Mud Fossil. He has whole videos on it. I can't do the whole thing. I'm just going to show you some stuff. Go back to this. This is the dragon. In order for you to understand that this could be a dragon, the first thing you're going to say is, there's no way a dragon that big could be on the earth. Okay, now get ready to have your mind explode. You ready, everybody? Here we go. Here we go. What if we do live in the village, and where we live is a piece of graph paper, and we live in one of the squares? We live in one of the sections of the graph paper. We don't live necessarily on what you're looking at. This is Google Earth, CGI. I don't know. I'm just telling you, what if? Then you could have a larger area where something that large could exist. Does that make sense to you? All I want you to do is tell me yes or no. Does that make sense what I'm telling you? That as I explain the fact that a dragon the size of the entire North Africa is there, once you say, well, then it can't be supported, it's too big for this planet, then we're going to move to the graph paper, we're going to move to the village, and we're in an area and we cannot go outside. And if we were to go outside, then we would be in an area large enough to contain a dragon the size of the north of Africa. Does that make sense to you? That's all I'm going to ask you. That's all I'm asking you. Come with the comments. That's it's kind of a Leviathan. The Bible's got a lot of the stuff. Grew up in the Appalachian Mountains. They're old, exactly. Dragon Ball Z, mysterious sea creatures. I mean, listen, all I'm asking you guys, as always, is to say, is this possible? That's all I want you to do. And truthfully, these are the things that actually make it more interesting for me, because as much as we talk about movies, and I love talking about movies, and the thing is what I love, I hope the critics go, well, Weber's talking about weird shit, so he's not a good critic. Those two things are totally unrelated. I can talk about a dragon being the entire Morocco, or I can talk about how skincare kicks ass. Of course I can do that. Give me a break. Why can't I? We have the ability to do multiple things. Okay, not everybody can do them well. I'm not even saying that I do all these things well. I think I'm okay. But you see what I'm saying? Everyone has different things that you bring to the table. And all I'm asking you is to be able to take your brain and go where I'm asking you to go. And what I'm asking you to do is to ask the question, could we be somewhere where we haven't been told? Are we living in a construct that is not quite what you've been told? As we look at whatever the hell that is in Larsen Bay, Alaska, spin off. Okay, that is not a lens flare. That is not a lens flare. Lens flares do not rotate and move across the sky. Okay, again, there it is. There it goes. Okay, I can't tell you if I don't think we live in a matrix, Nomis, because everything I touch things, right? It's tangential. I can touch anything. I can grab my Wolverine Secret Wars figure. I can grab my MMT mug. I can grab my bottle of Skull. I can do all these things. I can grab my Tar FYC DVD. This is tangible. I mean, could this be a matrix where like it all feels real? I ask you this question. How often have you woken up from a dream and you swore it was real, right? You wake up and you're like, I'm in the dream, and you're like, holy shit. And you look around, you're like, whoa, that was so real. Okay, so what if we do live in somewhat like a dream-like existence? It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just telling you that there's something weird. Maybe it's Vision Pro goggles. I don't know. The green looks like okay. What the sky dot looks like a pan large enough to cook up a dog catcher. Burger King sucks. You guys are amazing. A couple more minutes here tonight. This is what we already did the movie stuff. Let's just have some fun. One more time. Let's go. Let's watch the dragon. I don't know. I wish I could draw the dragon so you guys could. Okay, this is good. I spun it. Okay. Now, I'm going to add one more thing to the dragon. Do you see this here? It's like his mouth. See this like you kind of situation here? Let me circle it. Do you guys see this? Roger at Mud Fossil says this is the dragon's mouth. And if you look below it, it's a giant fish. Do you guys see the fish? Look here. Do you see a fish? Look in the desert. Do you see how it's flat? And it looks like there's a flat tail like a fish. Do you see it there? Look in. Zoom, yes or no. Do you or do you not see a fish? Let me circle again. Let me circle right here. This is the fish I circle. Do you guys see it? Yes or no? So the dragon was going after a fish. I can't tell you. But again, this is the dragon. This is the head. This is the neck. You can see all of the kind of the scaly. He says this here is remnant of a venom. Do you see this right here? He says this, and it looks, does that not look venomous, right? As if the dragon were shooting this shit out. Okay. And that's what he says. He says, whatever happened here, the dragon was shooting venom. And if you look at the dragon and you look at it this way, there's actually a cut in the neck that would indicate someone hacked this bitch. I think it's right there. Hacked the bitch in the neck, and then the thing died. This gigantic ass dragon. One more time, look. So there's around the eye, somewhere in this area right here would be the eye. And then back here is the venom coming out of, this is all toxic shit that was spewed from the dragon. What does that look like to you? What does that look like to you? Does that not look like some poisonous shit? It looks like acid, does it not? No, Ryan, I get it. I know you're tripping. I get it. Here's the thing. And people are going to say, Weber, how did you ever even go here? Weber's lost his mind. No, I haven't. I'm extremely grounded. Here's what happened. When COVID went down and everyone started asking questions about COVID and what happened with the response and everything that we've seen over the past 4 years, we talked about this with liars. When you had someone who cheated on you, we've all had someone cheated on you. Don't tell me you haven't. You have. Okay. And guess what happened? You said, oh my God, this person went and did this, this, and this. Once someone shows you who they are, you know what, you can go back and look for other things. So now, Don, I'm not saying dragging, I don't know. But all I'm asking you, Donald, and I know you come in with a lot of snarky comments, I'm asking you to just, do you or do you not understand that what I'm showing you makes sense if you go there? That's all I'm asking you. I didn't say it's real. I didn't say the dragon's real. I'm saying if I ask you, if what I'm telling you makes any sense, do you or do you not at least comprehend what I'm asking you to go there with? That's all I'm asking. And I think a lot of you can, and that's what I like, because that's what we want. We want free, open thinkers here, and that's what you're going to get. Let's see if I have one more MMT Gets Freaky. That's the dragon. Go watch Roger at Mud Fossil. Let me put it in there. I'll spell it for you. Mud Fossil University. Search for the... he's got whole streams on this. He's brilliant. That's the channel. Go check out Mud Fossil University. He's got whole videos on the dragon, not just here in Appalachia. This one here. He says the world's essentially a bunch of dragons. Because you know what's also crazy? You want to see something nuts? I looked at this the other day. Okay. I want you to look at Alaska. Let me zoom in on Alaska. Okay. What I want you to pay attention to on some of this stuff is, do you look under the water? Do you guys see Alaska? So here's Alaska, right? There's Japan. Here's Alaska. Do you see this? Look what's under the water. What does that look like? What does that look like? That looks like a talon of some shit, right? Does it not? I mean, look, it's got a point. It's gigantic. It goes all the way out. It looks like a tail. Look, Alaska could technically be, if you look here, let me zoom out. I think the West Coast is also a dragon as well. Let me see if I can spin this. Hold on. Let me spin it out. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can go up and down. Okay, here it is. I got it. Let me zoom out. Tilt. No tilt. Okay, watch. Okay, let me pull back. So if I zoom out and we're to look, if you go all the way down into this area, it's the same thing. If we spin it, it's the same thing. It's dragon. And you look back at Alaska and you look in the water, look at the tail. Look at the tail going all the way back, and then all of this underground, this tail, this thing right here. I mean, dude, this alone right here looks like it's a biological, like a spike. Does it not? I mean, seriously, guys, listen, here's what I'm going to ask you. You don't think that the stories we've been told are based partly in reality? Do you not think that's possible? Because I understand you think dragons aren't real. Why do you think there's dragons in every single culture going way back to the beginning of time, especially the Chinese culture, right? Why do you think that's in there? Do you think someone just made it up as a story? What if I were to tell you that shit's real? What if you don't know? Guys, we don't know what's real. We don't know what used to be. I can tell you this. They're not going to tell you this, because if they tell you this, then everything they've told you in the books is false. Do you guys understand that? This is what I'm telling you. Have to understand that once you get unindoctrinated, you open your mind to all kinds of crazy shit, and that looks like a tail. Okay, that looks like a total fucking spike stinger. I mean, look at that. Look, I spin it around the other way. Does that not look at that? I mean, from millions of years ago, a barbed, like on an insect, right? I mean, hello. What's it called? I like that movie, the one from Del Toro. I like that film a lot. What's it called? I have the actual figure. I have one of the only collectible things I actually bought was a figure for the first Pacific Rim. That's what it was. Dragon Ball Z based in reality. It might be. I don't know. Okay, a couple more minutes. We're out of here. Strange Darling tomorrow night. We'll do the reaction stream. Bobby, I do not live in the. Oh, do I believe? I thought Bobby asked me if I live in the multiverse. I mean, there's a chance that I don't. That's a great question. Do I believe that there's multiple versions of you out there? I don't think so. That said, Shape of Water. I don't know what I believe anymore. I just know I'm way more open to things that I never imagined that I would be based on what happened after COVID. Right. I mean, again, lastly, back to this, and then we'll get ready to go. I mean, when you watch this video, how do you not just say to yourself, what the fuck is that? That's all. I mean, what Gone Girl doesn't like. He got whenever I. But here's the thing, Gone Girl, come in real quickly, and then we'll talk because we're almost done. What do you think that is then? Thank you, Jacob. Gene Siskel doing the Coast to Coast AM at some point. What do you think that is then? That's all I'm asking. Anybody, come in. Anybody wants to? What is that? Tell me what I'm looking at. If that's a lens flare, is that just say it's a lens flare? What is that? Anybody, tell me. I'll listen. I'll pop you up. What do you think that is? That's right. COVID came in bats from caves. I mean, guys, I don't know what to tell you. It's really weird. Let me make sure I can get everything else. I know. Listen, John, I understand. John, I'm sorry. I know I'm asking a lot of you to no, don't get me started on monkeypox. I muted that word like when it first showed up, and I'm very happy that I did. I don't ever see it on Twitter. Like I just mute things and block things, and just it doesn't even worry. Okay, let's see. George Clooney. Let's see. I don't think I have anything. Okay, well, I do have one. Give me 1 second. I do have one thing. I know we're going back to movies, but who cares? Let's do it. Just quickly on Ryan Reynolds, because I know people said, "Oh, you're a Ryan Reynolds apologist." Whatever. So what? Listen, I think he's talented. I do. I think he's funny. I think he has really good instincts, is what I would say about Ryan Reynolds. On August 14, 2022, Hugh Jackman stopped his car to call me. It's a great story. I really like it. I think it proves the passion that he has, too. Even if it's an act. I mean, he's an actor. I get it. But at the same time, this comes off as being authentic. He's been having a crappy week. He had the flu, 2 flat tires, and some random idiot egged his house. But what happened next happened fast. He told me he wanted to bring the Wolverine back. Months later, he only brought Wolverine back to the light. He'd at long last wear the iconic yellow suit. Sean Levy and I didn't talk about it much. We were feeling a ton of pressure, worrying about how we were going to walk these characters into the MCU, worrying about all of our secret characters staying secret, along with so many moving parts. But when Hugh stepped onto the set with that suit, everyone knew something special was happening. I remember thinking everything was going to be okay. For months of filming, what felt like 100 years of editing and post-production, I had a front row seat to Wolverine, watching and learning from my friend and secret favorite actor. 2 things can be true. Sometimes I eat too much sugar and secretly egg his house, and I can feel something. And I can both be a fan and friend simultaneously. I met him in Sydney in 2007. Back when he was already a movie star, and I walked into a set, a supporting actor. Showing up midway through production isn't too difficult. To starting a new school isn't different to starting a new school. I was a nervous mess. Film sets can have a scary imbalance of power, and I remember seeing how he treated every member of the crew with genuine respect and appreciation. He made a case for the term filmmaker that just isn't for people with their name on the poster. I don't know anyone more thoughtful, kind, and classy than this man. He'll do anything for someone he loves. He'll do anything for someone he just met. In Deadpool and Wolverine, Hugh didn't just make dreams come true for the fans of Wolverine. He made my dreams come true, too. He is the X-Man, and he's got some pictures from production. I mean, listen, you can't doubt that they have a very special relationship, and I think that comes through the movie, does it not? I'm a big fan of this film, right? I'm a big fan of Deadpool Wolverine. I'm a fan of Hugh Jackman, and I'm a fan of Ryan Reynolds. I'm going to openly admit that. But I would also hammer the movie if it was bad. You guys understand. I told you I'm going to the premiere tomorrow night. The director invited me when I come out of the movie. If I have an issue with it, I probably won't accentuate it, but I definitely won't be like, this is the best movie I've ever seen. You guys know that. And I think he knows that. So I think people respect that. People respect people who don't hide behind bullshit avatars. Don't hide behind anonymity, little bitches. They respect people who are out in front of things, who say things that most people wouldn't say, who do things most people wouldn't do, and who stand behind what they say and is authentic and is trying to be a better person every day. I mean, really true that I believe that. Some of the stuff we talk about is can get nasty, but it's not personal. Okay. Again, going back to Gore and the alcohol. I want Gore not to be an alcoholic. I want Gore not to be a drunk. I want Gore to get healthy after his health scare. I want him to be healthy. That's not negative. Negative would be, oh my God, Gore had what he had coming from to him. Can you imagine? I didn't say that. Did I ever say that? So you guys understand that 100%. Well, you know what? Not just that, John, just quickly, since we're being serious here, we've had so much death lately, man, so much death that it's just almost overwhelming at times. Every day you just get on Twitter, you get on your Facebook, which I rarely get on, but someone you know is dying, someone has cancer, I don't want to get into all that. I'm just going to tell you it's intense. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world today. And that's why at times movies are great, right? Movies are the perfect escape. And also, why not start asking questions? We are here one time, guys. We are here one fucking time. We are not here multiple times, to my knowledge. Now, maybe there's reincarnation, but I don't think we're going to know it, right? You might have, maybe that's deja vu. I'm not going to remember being back here the second time. So my point is that get out there and ask questions. You're here once, man. Live the life. Do not be someone hiding in anonymity trying to tear people down. That is pathetic. Do something with your life. Be somebody. If you don't like yourself, try to figure out how to like yourself, because you cannot go through this life hating yourself. You must respect yourself. You must love yourself, and you must be able to step out there and to face the critics, to face your fears, to get out there and do it. And I'm telling you that is what we need to do. We're here one time. Get it. Get out there and get after it. We're starting MMT Fit starting tomorrow. Streams. I don't know if it'll be streams. We'll do videos. My workout plan, how to get you in shape. That's the other reason the haters hate me, because I'm the only, and I mean this, the only of any, I kill them all. Anybody in the film space, they get destroyed when it comes to fitness. I will get you there. I can do it. I'm not a bullshit artist. I'm real. I'm authentic. I will help you get there. We start that coming up tomorrow on Twitter. Also, reaction to Strange Darling coming up. That is on Thursday night. I'm going to do that in conjunction with The Crow. We'll do The Crow. We'll do Strange Darling on Thursday. Back-to-back MMT evaluations of those films. Hopefully, I like one, if not both of those. I do not have a lot of faith in The Crow, as I just don't think that there was any need to make it. That said, I'm going in completely and utterly wiped of the slate. Everything's clean. We're going to start at zero like we always do, and we start the evaluation at that moment. Get out and support skincare this week. It's a good film. You're going to like it. If you haven't seen it, you need to support these films or we're going to lose them. Support Strange Darling. Even if I don't like the film tomorrow night, I want you to support these films because we're not going to get them much longer. Beau is Afraid? No, that's a deal breaker. That's too far. That's a bridge too far. But these other things, even if I don't like them, I want you to support them because we're not going to get them. We're not going to get Sasquatch Sunset. We're not going to get Asphalt City. We're not going to get Handling the Undead. We're going to get a bunch of garbage over and over, like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and Avatar 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't want to live in that world. Okay. Bobby, thank you. Listen, I really appreciate that, Bobby. And I think ultimately that's our mission here. And if you like it, I appreciate that. If you don't, do me a favor, just go. I mean, we don't need you here. There's no reason. Work on you. We're working on us. We're doing good things. Continue doing so. I'll see you back here Thursday night live for MMT. Check out MMT Fit starting tomorrow on Twitter/X and some possible videos soon on that too. See you next time. MMT Live from LA. Peace out.